Hi there, I'm Lisa Doyle with Rockcliff Realtors, and I wanted to give you guys an update on where we are with our East Bay real estate as of today. Here we are, almost the end of the year, 2019 in December, and I've had so many people asking me, where's the market headed? What's going on with real estate? What can we anticipate? So I'm going to give you guys some numbers. We track a couple of ratios on a daily basis that really help us to watch the, kind of get a sense of where we're headed. Is the active and pended ratios. So I've shared with you guys for years as the market has evolved, where we have been and where we are today. And I want to give you a quick little synopsis. So at the very bottom of our real estate market, which was 2011, we'd had, of course, the adjustment down in the whole country. And when we bottomed out at the end of 11, in our East Bay, which we consider the East Bay market, Livermore, down the 580 clip, down the 680, the Highway 24, all the way down into Clayton. So it's a pretty broad area. At the very bottom of the market, in our East Bay, there were 2,400 plus active listings on the market and about 900 that were pending. So a big supply and demand issue with too much inventory, right? At the very peak of our market, which we've been tracking, about the middle of 2018 is where our market kind of hit that peak, where we've been hot, rising, very active market, multiple offers, as most of you know, and rising prices. The market stabilized in June of about last year in 18. Where we had about 400 active listings and about 1,400 or 1,500 pending at that time. So where have we gone since? Earlier this year, one of the issues that caused our market to really change in 2019 was interest rates were hovering close to 5% in January of this year of 19. We have now dropped again, and we are back down to historic lows, 3.6%. So that's one piece of information that's super helpful, knowing where we're going to be headed forward. Right now in December of 2019, this is the first time in about a year and a half where we actually have more houses that are pending in our East Bay than are active. So right now we have 693 pended properties in our East Bay, and there's only 685 active. Where we were in the beginning of this year, we had about 1,200, 1,100 active listings and about 800 pending. So the market is in a good position right now, ending the year of 2019. And where are we headed? I want to share with you guys some data on what we believe is going to be taking place next year. But I want to give you some data on a few of our cities, because we do have a few areas that are still considered hotspots, which is right now in Danville there are 62 pended properties, only 51 active. In San Ramon there are 62 pended, 71 active, so not quite as heated as Danville's been a little bit hotter than San Ramon this last few months or two. Another area of very active is Walnut Creek with 72 pended properties and 51 active. So where do we believe that this is going to take us to next year, 2020, which is the biggest question I get from most of our clients and friends and everyone who's wondering what's going on with the market. I think 2020 is going to be very similar to this year. The Fed has already shared interest rates are likely to stay low the entire year, which is going to give a dramatic boost in the market. The media will likely continue to be very negative about where the market is headed. Right now they're talking a lot of information about the market crashing, which is not what we're seeing. So try not to pay too much attention to that. The data supports a stable, healthy environment, a healthy market. I think 2020 is going to stay a lot like 19. The only difference is we've had more this year properties that have failed to sell, which means either they come on the market, they don't get the exposure they need, and they haven't sold. So this year in 2020, there have been 2,230 properties. I'm sorry, this is 2019. 2,230 properties failed to sell, expire, come off the market. In 2019, there were just about 2,000. So there's a great deal of properties that are not selling. And I wanted to share that piece of data with you in case you are planning a move. There's a couple things I want you piece of advice that I want to give you is have a little bit more patience. One thing that the sellers have to keep in mind is that the market does take longer when we see a little bit more of a normal environment. Give yourself more time to sell. And another piece of data that's super important for most home sellers to take a listen to is the biggest change when a market's rising and is very hot, which we can't sustain that forever. We do have to normalize at some point, which is what we're seeing today. Is, when the buyers see a very hot market, they're willing to take properties as is more often. In a normal market, it takes longer to sell, and buyers have a bigger demand on property work being done. So Section 1 pest report work, there's been a lot more demand from buyers on seeing things cleaned up and fixed up, more so when the market was hot. So keep that in mind. And if you guys have any questions about your personal circumstance, I'm so happy to help you. I wanted to give you a little bit of guidance on where we think things are going. I think, again, 2020 is likely to be very stable, similar to 19. We don't see any big declines at all in the market, a much more stable environment, just longer market times and not quite as heated as far as values. But call me if you have any questions, and I'm so happy to help. And I'm Lisa Doyle. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a wonderful Merry Christmas, healthy, happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing you next year.